This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for Monday, August 5th, 2024. I'm Marek Mazurek. Indianapolis-based developer Buckingham Companies is announcing plans to build over 500 housing units in South Bend on the edge of Notre Dame's campus. The $180 million project is going in at the intersection of State Road 933 and Douglas Road and will come in 3 phases. Buckingham wants to start with 374 multifamily units, then they will add 100 townhouses, and then more than 70 senior living apartments. Buckingham's Vice President of Development, Ryan Gallmeyer, said the units will be market rate and can attract residents from around the region based on its desirable location.
We see this as a fantastic opportunity to enhance this corner and provide a far superior entry feature. Obviously, we're right off the toll road with great access over to several of your new developments over New Carlisle and even further over to LaPorte. Direct access or quick access to Chicago, close proximity to the university.
To finance the project, St. Joseph County officials are moving to create a new TIF district to capture tax funds to pay off bonds Buckingham will take on. Officials, like County Director of Economic Development Bill Shalliel, say the TIF will help fund public improvements to the nearby town of Roseland.
We just think that there's a lot of spin-offs that this will do that we just think is really going to be a win for that whole part of the 933 corridor.
Several major development projects in Indiana are centered on a new piece of technology, semiconductors, also called microchips, and they're becoming increasingly crucial to Indiana's economy. As the U.S. looks to ramp up its own microchip manufacturing, there are millions of federal dollars and billions in private development that signal a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the state. In the past few months, Indiana has attracted a number of microprocessing companies, including SK Hynix in West Lafayette and Enhanced Semiconductors and Everspin Technologies, which are in the southwestern part of the state. Microchip companies typically like to locate in clusters, so the hope is that these anchors spur compounding investments. The IDEC is also working on its LEAP Research Innovation District in Lebanon to attract more companies with 10,000 acres of shovel-ready lots. For the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana, your bold future starts here. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, our Engage Indiana events take place in every region of the state. Discover when we'll be in your area at ibj.com/engage.
A new report by the Capital Chronicle finds nonprofit hospitals in Indiana are continuing to sue patients over unpaid medical bills even as revenues increase. Per government data from the National Academy for State Health Policy, nonprofit hospital revenue has increased while spending on free and discounted healthcare has remained stagnant over the last decade. In 2012 in Indiana, about 3 cents of every revenue dollar went back into charity care. By 2022, that figure had dropped to 1.5 cents per dollar. Nonprofit hospitals are tax exempt, and they say that an increase in Medicare-eligible patients has led to a decline in charitable spending. However, practices like suing patients over unpaid costs has made lawmakers take a look at potential reforms. And an Indianapolis-based startup that has developed a smart mailbox platform has added 2 big names to its team. Arrive AI said Monday that former Carmel Mayor Jim Brainerd has been brought on as a consultant focused on municipal development. John Galena, the former chief financial officer for Evelyn's Health, has also joined the company's board of directors. Arrive was founded in 2019 and makes a climate-controlled secure mailbox for deliveries made by drones, couriers, or robots. The mailbox could be used to keep food deliveries and medicines under temperature control and also locks up packages in place until the owner arrives and gets them. Brainerd served 7 terms as Carmel's mayor and did not seek re-election for an 8th in 2023. Arrive AI CEO Dan O'Toole said support from government leaders like Brainerd could help installation of Arrive units in commercial areas as well as residential. Poseyville-based manufacturer Nix Industrial has completed the location of its coatings operation, the company announced last week. A spokesperson told Inside Indiana Business the move brings the operation closer to the company's metal fabrication and machining facilities in order to streamline operations. The move doubles Knicks' space from 15 to 30,000 square feet. The company invested $2.2 million in the project. Knicks Industrial currently employs more than 150 people, though the new facility did not add any new jobs. Media trailblazer Pat Carlini is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Marek Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.